Hey guys, Tracy here, Kansas Garden Guy, Summer Pick Farms. How are you guys doing today? Well, I think I'm going to do a little bit of feeding in the high tunnel today, so I thought I'd just kind of take you along, show you what I feed with, how I feed with. You guys have heard me talk about a couple items that I use, but I really have not shown you how I use them. But today, since I'm going to feed, I usually feed once a week in the high tunnel now, because it is colder out here and the plants actually don't need that much water, believe it or not. Okay guys, what we are going to do is we are going to inject our AgroThrive through our drip tape in the high tunnel. This is what we're going to do, is we're going to inject some AgroThrive. We are going to inject it through my 3/4 gallon injector. And the reason why, I have two of these. I have a 3/4 EzFlo, and then I also have a 2 gallon EzFlo. And on the instructions, I wrote it on the front here. I recommend you guys do that if you can. It keeps you from flipping this over and trying to recalculate your application rate. If you already know what it is, then you can write it on a container, and every time you grab this container, if you're like me, I've got 4 or 5 different things that I try during the year to see which is better and which is not, and so I forget the application rate. So what I do is I write on here, so it's 1.5 ounces per gallon of water. This is a 3/4 gallon container. Hence, you would think it would be simple enough to add 1.5 ounces, throw it in this container, and let it go. That would be true if you were hand watering this. If you were just taking this container and hand watering it over your flower beds, that would be true. But we are not. We are injecting this underground, which takes, I inject for 3 hours at a time. I water for 3 hours. Because each one of those emitters, about 0.45 gallons of water per hour per emitter. But anyway, I'll put half a cup in there, and then that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get started with that and shake it up really good. Want to make sure you always shake this stuff up really good, because it, you know, it's got the fish emulsions and stuff like that, and you want to make sure you get that evenly distributed. And then we're going to pour that in there. And you can see it's got like a molasses consistency, and to be honest, if you guys have ever used any type of liquid fertilizers like fish emulsions or anything, they pretty much have a pretty hearty smell to them. This stuff here actually smells like molasses. I mean, that's what it smells like. It smells like a sweet molasses. Let's get this EzFlo connected, and next time I see you, we're going to be out in the garden. One good tip that I do have is, you can tell it's kind of raining in here. We've got condensation. I just slammed the door, of course, so it's going to be raining in here for a little bit. But anyway, what we're going to do is a couple tips that I do have. When you put your stuff in, make sure that you fill with water up to the top, at least up to this bottom of this ring here. The reason for that is because water is going to be coming and going out of these small hoses, and it's going to take a long time to fill this back up if you just wait for this to fill it. So that's my tip. On the top of this, you've got a dial here that you can go from slow to 1, 2, and fast. I always leave it on the fast setting. And what that does is just releases the fertilizer a little faster. If you don't want it to release that fast and you want it to go slower, you can obviously turn it down to slow or a 1, 2, or 3 setting. On this, you've got an in and you've got an out. Be your black hose, and your out is going to be your clear hose. And the reasoning behind that is the black is going to be your water coming in. Of course, you don't care what color that water is. Well, you know, it's water. Going out, you want the clear hose, because that way you could see the color change. So if you see white going through, you know that's just water. As your chemical goes through, if you use this for a water-soluble fertilizer, usually those are blue. So you can see the blue go through, and that will tell you you're getting fertilizer into your drip line. Since this is a fish emulsion, obviously it's like a dark chocolate brown, almost black color. So you're going to see that hose turn black. So you'll know that the fish emulsion is actually going through your hose. And you've got shut-off valves here, on and off valves. I recommend you turn those valves to the off setting before you hook everything up, and then you can turn those valves. What else you've got is you've got like I guess well, you want to call it an adapter plate here that goes from hose to the hose. Inside of that will be, if you look inside of here, you'll have a rubber O-ring in here, and then you will have, can't get that out, sticking my knife in there, and then you will have, I guess you want to call it reducers that come in this kit. You'll get a, if I believe so, a black one, a red one, and a white one, and the openings on these will be different. And what this does is regulate the amount of pressure going in and out. Whether you have a bigger hose, of course, you're going to have less pressure. If you have a smaller hole, you're going to have more pressure because it's going through a smaller orifice. So what you do is you stick it inside of here like this. And if you look, I don't know if you could actually see that. It may not focus in there. But what that does is seats up against this, and it regulates the amount of water going in. You could stick a small stick in here. You just don't want to stick something in there. There you go. All we're doing, I don't know if you can see that in there or not, but all we're doing is pushing that up against, and the water pressure will keep that pushed up against that. So all you've got to do is, this is where I stick my injector. Of course, this is where my hose going in from my filtered water. What we are going to do is, you can see it's pretty common. There's a female on this side and a male on this side. You've got a female on your drip. Hook your female side up. Look in there. Make sure you still got your little orifice in there, which I do. And I hook the hose up to this side here. And at this time, if you went ahead and turned the water on, water would be blocked because I've got the valves turned off here. But let me see if I can get this. There we go. So once again, your in is going to be your solid color, which is black. You just push that in, and same concept. If you pushed on those would come out. They're in and out, or push fitting. Same with this. Your out is going to be your clear hose. So hook the hose onto it. We'll go turn on the water right now. Actually, I've got the valve open. You can see the water going in. That's your pressure going in from your hose. And with drip, if you notice, you just push the hose in, and if you push on that little color, it will come back out again. Drip lines, this drip line here only wants 10 psi of pressure to do the drip. If you have more than 10 psi, that is not a lot. If you have more than 10 psi, you will blow the drip tape up. You do not want to do that. So what we have done is, I've got a 10 psi regulator over there, and I also got a Boogie Brew filter, which cuts that water in half. I have 50 psi of water pressure here at my house. So you've got to get that down to 10 psi, or you will blow the fittings on the strip tape. As you see it going through there, can you see that? And it will go solid, which is now. So that is dark brown. You see the dark brown coming out of there? That is the color of the fish emulsion. Now, that is water is coming through the black, going in, mixing in the tank, and it comes out, goes back in the nozzle, and now it is injected into my drip lines. And that is exactly how we feed our plants here in the greenhouse, whether it's water or through irrigation. Like I said, I feed my plants every week with some of this fish emulsion. And I also, if I think it needs it. I think last week I didn't. I think I skipped like every other week. I feed it with the fish emulsion, then I do water on the alternative week. So I think last week I did water. This week I do fish emulsion. I may skip it. I may do it every week. You can do it every week. You can do it every other week. I'm trying an example here. I'm trying to see what works for me here. As you can, it's 28 degrees currently outside. Let's see what it is in the high tunnel. It is 85. No, I'm sorry. About 80. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 72. I can't read the dang thermometer. 70, 71, something like that inside of here. So of course we have a lot of condensation in here. Like I said, I have the fan, so I will run the fan today. We'll probably open the door here in about another half hour to an hour because it will be well over 80, 85 degrees in here today because it's supposed to be, I think, in the low 50s today. So the way this stuff's been growing, it's going to be like 85 degrees in here today. And of course, that's going to be a little warm. But it's really not super hot. I think the difference between an 80, 85 degree day in here versus outside is the sun intensity on you. It's really not that hot in here. You can see they're starting to pop up all in between this planting of collard greens and lacinato kale. You can see all the carrot seeds popping up. And see, this is my mole problem. See that? See that? That's where that flipping mole pokes his head out of there. It almost looks like a snake hole, but I guarantee you there's no snakes in here, so it's way too cold for that. But you can see all the mold damage there, and I have tunnel runs that run through this walkway, and I pat the walkways down. But you can see I have a lot of, now I can't even see it now. I patted him down this morning, but usually there's a tunnel that runs from bed to bed underneath, and then he pops out over here on the other side of the radishes, which you can see. You can see the tunnel run right there alongside that bed and right there. So hopefully, guys, another video of, like I said, in the wintertime it's a little hard around here because there's not a whole lot to show on besides showing on the greens. And but we're going to get that injection flow. So what I will do is I will set a timer on my phone for 3 hours, and I will drip water this for the next 3 hours, and we'll get them fed until I guess since I put this video out today, I guess I'll put another one out Friday. Hey guys, Tracy here. I'm back. As you can see, I put the other clip in from Monday, and today's a whole different day. Today is 39 degrees. At least the wind's not blowing, but it's cold here. So I just thought I'd show you what I've been doing the last couple days, and then we'll talk about stuff. Anyway, check the mailbox. No seeds today. I ordered some seeds over a week ago. They shipped almost 5 days now, and I still have not seen them. And any update information online that I can find just shows that they are in transit, but it will not tell me where they are or where they have been. So I don't know what the heck's going on. But anyway, we're not going to worry about that today. I was going to do a seed video today, but I guess I won't. We'll do what I've been doing for the last couple day video. As you can see, I've got, you guys know, that I've got plots up here in my summer garden that are no longer in service as of right now because I have the winter garden going on down there. But anyway, I've gotten a lot of new subscribers this week. I think there are 7 or 8 subscribers that have subscribed this week. So I want to say thank you guys if you guys are watching. You're amazing. Thanks for joining the club and hanging out with the rest of us. We like to have fun on this channel, or at least I like to have fun on this channel. I am not a expert. I am not anything like that. I am just a guy that grew up here on a farm that has to learn how to do this stuff and watch YouTube videos just like you guys do. So we had a 70-degree day yesterday with no wind, so I did some burning yesterday. And of course, this area, this mess behind me here, is actually where I was going to put the high tunnel last year. I couldn't get anybody to come over here to help me with the bobcat or a tractor with a blade on it because I do not have one to kind of clean this area up. My neighbor came over here. He got his tractor buried in here 3 or 4 times, dug a big old ditch. I just told him to forget it, and it just basically grew up in weeds. So I am burning those out now. I don't care if the grass grows back because I don't want it to grow back. So my plans with these 5 areas are, I've got one area up top that I tarped. Then I've got the squash and zucchini. I've got the okra. I've got this, whatever you want to call it, and then I've got the corn area here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate all my crops. I don't know. I may go ahead and put sweet corn in that other area where I had the watermelons and cantaloupe back there because it is so big that I could get a lot of corn. This year we put up a little corn for ourselves, but I could not sell any because we did not have enough corn to sell. So I had a lot of people that were disappointed I wasn't selling corn. So I may go ahead and put up a whole like a 40 by 100 section of corn. So that way I can try to sell some of the corn this year. I'm not sure yet, or I may just hoard it all again. I don't know. It's my corn. I can do what I want. I think we're going to do strawberries here. So I'm going to pull the plastic up, do a little bit of soil amendment, put the plastic back down. Since the hole's already punched every 2 foot, I think we're going to plug strawberries in there. And this will be our strawberry patch. And then I'll just put the fence up around all this area here, like I did in the other area. Green bean area is nothing right now. And you noticed I took all the wood rails off our raised bed because I use them to make our, where am I pointing? I use them to make our compost pile beds. So I can put my compost in and stuff like that. I'll be working on this during the summer because where I'm standing right now currently is where we are going to try to put a 20 by 100 high tunnel up here. That's the plans. We're going to put 2 high tunnels in next year, 2 more high tunnels, a 20 by 100 up here in the summer garden area, if we can fit it. If I'm willing to lose a couple beds to rotate out of. I haven't really had I jump back and forth. One time I'm just going to put like a 20 by 25 high tunnel just to put some tools, some seed propagation. I'm going to rotate 5 beds. The next time I'm going to keep 3 beds, and then I'm going to put a 20 by 100 in here, and I'm going to grow a couple hundred, 2, 3, 4, 500 tomatoes up here is the goal. And then I'm going to have the high tunnel we currently have now, which is a 20 by 65. I'm going to use that for some lettuce growth and some other kind of brassicas and stuff. And then those beds over there, we're going to put another 20 by 65 right beside that one. And then we'll be able to have covered growing for most of the profitable crops. I'm talking sweet peppers, tomatoes, my hot peppers, of course, my habaneros and chocolate habaneros and bueno mulatas and stuff like that. And then we are going to do all of our sweet peppers of bell, different kinds of bells. And then we're going to venture into some more bigger sweet peppers, stuff like that. But anyway, that's kind of the plan. So today, like I said, I was supposed to get seeds in. I was going to do like this whole great seed unboxing and show you what seeds we're buying for the farm, why you should be buying seeds now, maybe why you shouldn't be buying seeds right now, why you should be starting your own seeds instead of buying transplants or vice versa. So I guess we're not going to do that. Maybe it'll be next week. But the plan is we are going to start transplants this year. So I bought a lot of seeds, I bought from 3 different companies so far, and I'm going to buy some more starting at the first of the year. So we are going to do starts, and then we are going to sell starts online, and we're going to sell starts at our local little market here that we have. If you guys are close to us, which I know most of you are, some of you are, and you're interested in starts, just hit us up on Facebook. It's just Summer Pick Farms. That's our Facebook page. We're not going to make a ton of money off of them. I think I'm going to sell them for $2 a piece, and you will have a 4-inch pot, and then you will have your start. So I think that's a pretty decent plan. I think that's fairly cheap. That's $1 cheaper than what they sell them for around here. So, and you get a good start with no junk in the soil. You get a very good start. Same starts we're going to have here on the farm. But as you guys can see, everything still looks amazing in the high tunnel. The growth in this thing is phenomenal. You can hear my neighbor's semi. He's really getting it. This high tunnel is amazing. Even if you get a small high tunnel, like a 10 by 20 or something small that you can afford, guys, it's crazy to be growing greens like this. Every time my parents come over, my mom and dad come over and check out what I'm growing in the high tunnel, and my dad's still, my dad's been a farmer off and on, for his whole life, and he's in his 70s. My grandpa was a farmer. My grandpa's dad was you're going into farming background, and when I mean farming, I mean cattle, pigs, and crops. And I am the first one to do this market gardening kind of style. I mean, we had victory gardens growing up. Everybody did in the 70s. I mean, I'm a 70s kid. Everybody had a victory garden. Everybody you knew had a garden. If you didn't have a garden, people were wondering, what's wrong with those people? They don't even have a garden. And nowadays, here we are, 40 years later, and nobody has a garden. It's very rare to see a garden. You know how many neighbors I have had stop here at my house when they see me outside to ask me what I'm doing? Like, what are you doing in there? And man, I didn't think anybody had gardens anymore. That's the response I get from all my neighbors. Now, my big neighbors down here, that he farms 1,000 acres. he has waved at me a couple times and, you know, give me the nods up and stuff like that, knowing what I'm doing. But, you know, I mean, I'm sure in the back of his mind, he's like, that kid's a fool, you know, growing on hoop houses and all that. You need 1,000 acres to survive. And, you know, and you don't. But my carrots are up. And, you know, you guys can see over there in the background, I've got my mole, what do you want to call it? Deterrents in the ground. They've been in the ground for 3 days now. I had them charging Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then they've been in the ground, well, 2 days, I'm sorry, Thursday and Friday. So they've been in the ground 2 full days, and they just went off a second ago. It's supposed to be every 3 minutes it goes off for 10 seconds. So far it's been doing great. I've seen a couple I've seen one mole tunnel come up over there on the other side of it. But they said it could take a week to 3 weeks before you don't see any mole activity because they've got to get used to it there, and then they'll deter out past it. They say each one of those will do 9,000 square feet of garden space. I'm not sure if that's real. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I've tried these years before. I don't want to do poison in the high tunnel. We got food in here. So I don't want to do that. Plus, I would rather not kill it if I don't have to. Just get it out of here and just move on. Go somewhere else. Eat the grass in my yard. I don't care. Just stay out of here. But anyway, so the carrots are doing good. As you can see, they are doing great. Everything else is doing good. The Japanese giant purple mustard's doing great. The pak choi's doing amazing. Swiss chard's doing good. Lacinato kale's doing good. The carrots are coming up in between there. Amazing. It looks great. Spin you around here and look. The spinach looks awesome. I mean, look at this spinach. And this is a Johnny's loose leaf spinach mix. See what that mole's doing? See him digging the holes like that? Where he's coming up with his head? I know it's got to be the mole because you can see the mole tunnels. But the spinach is looking amazing. It's got a little bit of yellowing to it, but I have been literally hit this stuff with water every day. Here. Did you hear it? That red light lets you know it's going off, and you can feel the vibration in the ground. You want to put this into the clay, not into your beds. You know, my beds are 6 to 8 inches deep of compost, so that's not going to vibrate as good as the heavy clay soil. That's why I put them in the walkway, so it'll really just resonate. But anyway, spinach looks good. We're going to get ready to harvest some of this. My wife is pretty excited about trying some of this loose leaf spinach. Like this is from Johnny's. And then you can see my firehouse greenhouse lettuce mix. That's from Johnny's also. So that's something we're trying new this year to see if it's going to be worth a hoot. And if it is, then I know I'm going to be ordering more than a packet next year. I can order this stuff by the pound and by the 5 pounds if I believe so. I sewed it super duper thick. I would assume this is how thick you're supposed to sow it. I mean, I'm not sure. I just kind of sprinkled it in the ground and let it grow. As you can see, it looks like it's got a little bit of red Russian kale in it. Looks like it's got some Mizuna. I'm not sure what this red lettuce is called. Looks like some arugula, Mizuna, and some red Russian kale right there. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is like a mirror, a red mirror. I'd have to look at the packet. I save my packets so I know what I like, so next year I don't buy the same thing. But this is definitely going to be a hit for us, I think. Some more Tehama and Harmony. There's some Harmony there and some Tehama there. And, of course, the king of the show, the Tehama. That I could not... That stuff from Haas Tools, guys, it's amazing. And these videos do not do this justice. It's great on your salad mixes. It tastes phenomenal. My wife eats a salad every day for lunch at work. And so we go through 3 or 4 heads of this every week for us for salads, you know, for dinner, like a side salad. And then she takes a salad every day to work. And she loves it. And, you know, my parents love it. Everybody's tried it. It's really good stuff. This is going to be I think this is going to be a big seller for us at market next year. So I've got some more planted. We still got the collard greens, and then of course the lacinato kale's looking good. But see my carrots? Look at the carrots. You can see some of them are real prolific, and then a bunch of them in the middle. I know they're going to be thick. I sowed them very, very thick. Did that on purpose. I had a little bit of those pelleted Danvers 126 seeds left. Didn't have any room in the high tunnel here, so I just went ahead and thought, well, that kale's going to take a while to grow. Carrots will grow. I'll just grow it in between, and we'll see what happens. I mean, that's what gardening's all about. Cabbage looks good. A lot of it's still putting the heads on. Let me get you in here. Like that baby. See, look at that baby cabbage right there. That thing looks so good. So good. But I guess that's pretty much all I got going on here in the high tunnel. So it's almost 50 degrees in here right now. So a high tunnel does I mean, man, it's just been crazy for us. I am so blessed and so honored to even have such a thing to grow food in. It's been a long time coming, 5 years. And this has been a dream of mine for 5 years to have to grow in a high tunnel. And every year I almost get there and then I just don't. And this year was the year we decided we were gonna pull the trigger. If we were gonna try to market garden full time starting next year, I really needed to have a high tunnel. If I did not have a high tunnel, we were not gonna make it. So this is just a trial and error. We're growing it. So, but anyway, guys, this is where I'm gonna leave the video today. Like I said, I was gonna do a seed video, but of course, the United States Postal Service decided other things were more important than my seed video. So I'm gonna leave it at this, and I'll talk to you later. Oh, by the way, guys, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That helps our channel out. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Thank you to all the new subscribers this week, and if you are currently a subscriber, thank you so much, and God bless you. And you guys be careful, be safe, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.